Hey guys, your friendly neighborhood activist, and wait, I said analyst. Thank you, advocate. There you go. My first time going to a town hall meeting. I'm doing my phone, not my camera, but it's gonna be alright. I feel like your audience can't tell the difference, so it is what it is, and we'll see what we learn. So we can take it back to the crew, and how we can make a difference. So sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Pretty much, it's fancy in here though. I'm just saying.
The devastating cuts that we may see to so many education programs in less than 5 months unless the city and the state act. So we want to thank you all for being here tonight. Just before getting started, a few thank yous. First of all, thank you so much to our Education Committee Chair, Councilmember Joseph, for all the work that you have done to connect and put together this. Things like when it came time to reopen schools after remote learning. They also used about $1 billion each year to address needs that existed long before the pandemic and are not going away. And we're going to do that the state and the city would both step up in order to provide increased resources for the New York City Department of Education and other school districts so that they could continue these important programs as these federal funds run dry. Unfortunately, we have not seen that yet. So Governor Hochul released her executive budget, her budget proposal, and unfortunately, that budget has proposed changes to the state school funding formula that would actually result in the New York City Department of Education receiving $130 million less than they would if she just didn't make those changes.
It's crucial for children's education, and it's crucial for families being able to work. But it is at risk in this year's budget. Temporary federal funds have allowed the city to guarantee a 3K seat for every 3-year-old in 12 of the 32 community school districts citywide, and to double the number of children participating in 3K. However, that funding is expiring. This cut is on top of cuts that the city is making itself. It's for a combined cut of $263 million. This will have a devastating impact on communities throughout the city, where 3K will no longer be available.
And this funding went to help with a number of really important things. So, advocates for children, we hear from family after family whose child has a legal right to a preschool special education class, but is sitting at home because there isn't a class available. And so the city used these temporary federal dollars to help support preschool special education programs so that they could recruit and retain teachers, just paying them the same as the starting salary for a 3K or pre-K general education teacher at a community-based organization. No more than that, but before that, they were the lowest paid teachers. Also helping to provide related service providers like speech therapists and hiring staff to help with the development of preschool special education service plans. And just to give you
with also a loss of $14 million in one-time city funding. So in total, community schools is facing a gap of $77 million in fiscal 2025. And for context, community schools increased around 266 at the height of the pandemic. DOE used this funding to increase it to now 421 schools. So again, that's almost half of the schools that are slated to lose their funding in the upcoming fiscal year. Next, we have school social workers. So in addition to various programs which we talked about and will continue to talk about, the federal stimulus funding has been also used to...
Only 46 of whom, by the way, graduated from high school in 4 years, even before the pandemic. The DOE is also using $7 million in temporary federal funding to fund translation and interpretation services, which are particularly important at a time when more than 40% of our students speak another language other than English at home, and they need and services that they need to continue to grow. Many parents homelessness to get to school and get support with school-related needs. The DOE hired another 25 shelter-based coordinators using city funds that also expire this June, for a total of 100 shelter-based coordinators whose positions are all in jeopardy as well. The need has only grown. During the last school year, more than 40,000 students spent time in city shelters. And more than 100 new shelters opened without any additional DOE staff to support students. In Brooklyn alone, 21 shelter-based coordinators helping students living in shelter get to school would be at risk of loss of funding. Next, we have school psychologists and family workers. This is $10 million in funding gap. Again, with the expiring federal funds, DOE used $10 million to fund 60 school psychologists and 15 family workers to address delays in the evaluation process for students with disabilities, helping ensure that more students get evaluated within a legal timeline so they can start the services that they need. Another gap in funding is $7 million to literacy, instruction, and dyslexia.
Bang on the same drums for months now, but it's not until the fall when parents and families are dropping off their children to these different spaces, whether it's pre-K community schools, whether it's at the mental health continuum that they're using, etc., that people will start realizing just how impactful it is that they're losing these programs. So we can't allow the administration to say, well, we knew it was temporary dollars and there's not much that we can do about it now. And furthermore, I want to bring up one more important point. Letting this funding dry up without a contingency plan, it doesn't set us back to before the pandemic. It actually sets us back to the highest point of the pandemic when the administration had to make decisions to cut these programs in the first place. So like all of these cuts, it doesn't bring us back to 2019. It brings us back to 2020 at the height before the federal government decided to step in. The New York City Comptroller, IBO, the Independent Budget Office, and then the Invest in Our New York campaign, as well as ideas, which we've been pushing towards the administration for their consideration. And the clock is ticking. So the state budget is set to pass, hopefully, if on time, by April 1st, and the city has to pass its budget by June 30th. So this is the time for us, right, advocates, families, parents, stakeholders, etc., to really make noise and educate.
You can say, I'd like to get involved in these other ways too. Let me know about press conferences. Let me know about rallies. I want to sign a letter. And we will keep you up to date and let you know about other steps you can take. And just want to highlight one that is hot off the press, which is the City Council Education Budget Hearing, which Chair Joseph will be leading. Is on March 18th with public testimony scheduled to start at 2:30 p.m. and probably go late into the evening. And Chair Joseph will be there every minute listening.
I'm back home, back in my NYCHA abode, and the reason why I'm doing some of these videos, I'm gonna be going to certain things and supporting certain things, or just even going to some place and just listening. The more you know, the more you can make a difference, the more you can help. And these are things I want people to be aware of. A lot of things are happening, a lot of budget cuts, a lot of this and that. And if we don't know what's going to happen, we're going to be blindsided when it actually happens to us in our community. So I want to make sure that you know the information and it gets out there. Because some people don't have the time like me to go to these things, and not every event that they have or things that they're going to have, I'm going to be able to go to. So I make sure I don't read that much, to be honest. I watch a lot of things. I listen to a lot of things, I should say, to be honest. I'm not big in reading, but I could definitely listen to things and listen to it fast. So I get a lot of information in that way. But just be informed of what's happening in your community, and whatever you want to do, how you want to help, or just spread the word, you can do that. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to have a lot of more of these things on my content. Maybe I should just do, because I have the KK, I don't know, because it's supposed to be like a vlog thing. Maybe I should do another channel, but it's like that's supposed to be 5 channels I'm gonna have, and this is not even that big yet. So I'm gonna just do these kind of things on my regular channel, and then when I get bigger, I could do like the homeless advocate channel, and maybe, or I just have another channel as my vlog channel, and this one could be, because I feel like this one is known for my homeless and advocate stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, guys, thank you for supporting. Thank you for being amazing. Bye.